Have you had two? An angler of your ability? How have I not had a bite? Fish number 7.
Right, there we go, that's fish number 10.5 for me. Right, we were just doing some photos for Hugh's 20, and the same rod that he's just got back out, it's gone again. Put it in the hole and give it a good serve in this. 20 pounders, 20 pounders, 20 pounders, 20 pounders. Right, let's go.
If it beeps, don't look at it.
Hang on, go. Let's do it. Right, we're back on the bank. You join us down at Todber Manor Fisheries. We've got 48 hours. Would you believe our other half have let us out of the house for that long?
I know, it's been a long time since I've done 2 nights, so I'm chomping at the bit to get into it. And you should be really excited as well, because we've got a mega competition that we're going to be releasing the details of at the end of the video. You need to watch all the way through, note down some facts and figures as a little tip, because yeah, you might need them if you're going to enter. So, should we get into it, mate?
Yeah, let's get some rods out. We have got a bit of a storm coming in. I think Hugh's going to get in the hot spot, so I'm pretty sure I'd be winning, no doubt.
Excuse 1, hot spot. Excuse 2, the weather. What's going to be next? But come on, let's get some rods out and get into it.
Right, I'm just getting the first rod sorted. Just a standard solid bag, as always on here. Little red hook bait, as that seems to be what's been doing the goods. And then down by the hook bait, just make a little hole, get my liquids. So I've got a couple of different liquids, but this is the one that was doing the job last time. So this is basically some oil. It's like a nut oil, and I've mixed it with some of the DNA bug, and then put it in the hole and give it a good serve in this. Just like that. And that basically just boosts up the hook bait, air around the hook bait, clings to that pellet, and it gives off obviously some attraction over a period of time. Can last a couple of hours. You can see like a slit come up off the spot every now and then where it gets disturbed or sort of breaks down a bit. And yeah, that is the tactic. I'm not going to put any freebies out. I'm going to just start with solid bags, and basically the same tactics that I've been using to success the past few sessions really. So I'm going to flick these out. I've had to tie up some bags because I didn't have any done, so I've just made up 4 so I can get the 3 rods out and have a spare one, and then a bit later I'll tie up a few extra just so I've got some spare. But let's flick this one out and yeah, get fishing, because as it stands, I've been here for a bit and I haven't actually put a rod out yet, because as you can see, it's very choppy, and I haven't actually got a rod in the pond. So I'm going to just flick this one out. There we go, 1 rod out. Right, rod number 2. Rod number 2 fishing. Just down to my right a bit because there's no one there at the moment. Sorted. And that there, that's what you call a
Oh. Look at me like that. Right then, well, yes, welcome to another video. What an absolute pleasure it's going to be on a bank in Storm Franklin for 48 hours. Yeah, I'm not sure how that's going to pan out yet. A little bit nervous, won't lie, but Shaun assures me he's going to look after me. So as Shaun's mentioned, we're down at Todber Manor. The plan was to go on to Big Hayes because looking at the website it looked fairly empty, and yeah, we're hoping to sort of target a bit of a better fish maybe in the 48 hours we've got ahead of us. However, getting on down here this morning, it is absolutely stitched up. There's about 14 people on there, and so that was never going to happen. We were never going to get in a like looking area where we were confident we'd be able to pick up a few or thought the fish would be. So plan B was drop down onto Little Hayes, which is where you join us now. Still a good stocking in here, so hopefully we'll have a few bites, and obviously Shaun's done a few sessions recently up here, so we're kind of confident we know where the fish are holding up. So yeah, fingers crossed we can put a few on the bank. We've got Storm Franklin coming in, which is going to be an absolute emotional 48 hours, I'm sure. I'm a little nervous, but Shaun promises he's going to look after me. So yeah, fingers crossed. The old brollies and bivvies will stay intact, and we can last the 48 hours. So the rods are out, 3 solid bags have been deployed, and fingers crossed we'll have a fish shortly.
Right, hopefully you can see this all right. It's raining a bit at the moment. It's raining a bit and a bit windy, but one of the rods has gone off. It's been out there for about half an hour. I was just tying up some solid bags. Oh, this one's going. And yeah, the right hand rod, which I put a bit closer in, has gone off. So happy days. It's giving a bit of an account for itself as well, which is pretty cool. I don't know how well you can hear me in the wind. There's a very big chop on. I was just getting some rigs prepped, putting some hook baits on the little solid bag rigs. I was going to tie up another load of bags, so I've only got one spare at the moment, and yeah, he's gone rattling off. Not bad. I had a really slow setup because the weather's so grim, so I actually set the bivvy and basically set base camp up first before I even got the rods out. I had no solid bags tied up, so I got everything set up first and then ended up tying up some bags, which is the complete opposite of what I would normally do. I'd normally get fishing first before I start setting base camp up, but because of the weather I needed to make sure that everything was nice and secure. There's not any chance of moving really, so it was just a case of getting set up in the swim. God, this thing's really putting up an account for itself. Going for it. Can't believe how much he's running. God, he's really going for it. Come on. And he's in. Good in. Oh, result. Right, there we go, first bite. Rods have been out about half an hour. The closer in rod's gone tanking off on the solid bag. And yeah, nice mid-double, good start. Hopefully there's a few more along the way. But it's pretty minging at the moment, the weather, let's be honest. It's raining, windy, not the best for filming, so you probably can't see anything, but we're doing our best. But let's get the fish back and see if we can get another one. Right, let's let it go back. Oh, nose is stuck. Oh, or not. There we go. Whoa! Right, bite number 2. This time on the left rod. This is a bit further out towards the middle more of the lake. Not quite the middle. I'm still fishing well within my water, but it's just more out into the middle of the pond more. The old swans come through a second ago, and I thought I was away. I couldn't quite see them because they were a bit further out. I leapt up a little bit, only to see a pair of swans just picking up the line. But I'll be honest, that one absolutely just one-toned off then, so there was no hesitating whether that was a bite or not. It's coming in quite easy. Oh dear. Trying to put my hood up. Oh, yeah, it's quite small, this one. Oh, yeah. Absolutely nailed. In the bottom lip. Look at that. Little barbless, to slip straight out of there. There we go. It's just started pouring down, and it's even worse because of the wind. The wind is just driving that rain down so hard. But fish are feeding, although it's a bit grim. It's bite number 2. Oi, oi, look what it is. Right, I've got one in the net. Looks like Hugh's just had a take. I think he was on his way up to try and do the photos. What's that, mate?
Yeah.
He's got one in the net.
Okay.
First bite. Good in.
Yeah, I was just coming out to say, what's this? You've had another one? I hadn't heard any of that in my little house. The wind going. And yeah, took about 4 steps and happy days. Just about to say. It's literally coming up to you to say, why have I not had a bite? Have you had 2? An angler of your ability. How have I not had a bite? And there it is.
Off.
Woo!
Bobbies. Ooh.
Here we have all the additional weights, you know what I mean? Comes free in the pack.
Right, there we go, fish number 2. This one come a bit further out, open water, getting on a solid bag. Yeah, it's been pretty wet and windy. I managed to just get this one in before absolutely melted it down with rain. But Hugh's got one sulking in the net as well, so we get this one back and then go and have a look at Hugh. So yeah, having a few bites, happy days.
Right then, well there we go, first bite for me. Came on a PB wafter out towards the island on my left. And yeah, very happy to get off the mark. Glad the rain stopped. But the wind's still here, so hopefully you can hear us all right. But yeah, we're probably going to give it 18, 19 pounds, just shy of the 20 mark we reckon. There's no point weighing it, because in this wind it'll be about a 30 pounder. But yeah, happy days. Let's get the rod back out. Fingers crossed for a few more.
Right then, so I've had a couple of fish and I thought I'd talk you through the tactics and the rig essentially. So I'm using solid bags. If you've watched any of the previous videos up on Todber Manor this year, I've been doing a lot of solid bag fishing, or pretty much just solid bag fishing. It's just a really confident tactic. It's perfect for the winter. It's a little parcel of food, nice visual hook bait, get some liquids in there, draw those fish onto the rig, and yeah, it's very effective at getting yourself a couple of bites at this time of year when it's a little bit trickier. So I thought I'd talk you through what I'm doing anyway. So rig wise, I've lost the rig, it's fallen off the back. So rig wise then, my simple solid bag rig, here it is. So I'll talk you through it. So it starts off with 3.5 ounce lead. This is an Avid lead, so I actually keep the hard stem inside because I find the harder plastic a lot easier to be able to tie up the solid bag and really compact it down, so it's a real nice tight compact bag. The tighter and more solid they are, they're obviously much more aerodynamic they are, and they're much more accurate when you're fishing to particular spots or zones. Inside there though, what I've got is actually a fluorocarbon Gemini boom. Now these have a fused loop on the end of them, so you can attach them loop to your main line, and that means you can have them ready tied up, ready to go, and when you have a bite you can just loop the old rig off and put a fresh bag on and get yourself fishing very quickly. The hook length itself, I actually use quite a long hook length for my solid bags. I tend to use sort of 4 to 5 inches at least. Hugh tends to go a little bit shorter. He tends to fish sort of 3 inch or thereabouts. It's just personal preference. The rig itself is just a soft braid, and the reason for that is so that it folds up inside the bag nice and easy and doesn't sort of kink or anything. And then straight through to a size 4 ESP gripper hook. This one's barbless because that are the venue rules. Now I like to balance my hook to my lead, so I'm using size 4s today, so I've got a nice decent lead of 3.5 ounce. If I was using a smaller hook, I would drop the weight of the lead to obviously match it. Now, one thing I found on a couple of my previous sessions is I've had a couple of fish drop off, and I think that's because I'm using barbless hooks. Now previously I didn't have a kicker on there, but something I thought to myself is if I put a kicker on there it might allow the hook to hold in, and actually it seems to have done a much better job of holding the fish and keeping that hook in place on this session. So a little bit of a pointer there, if you're using barbless hooks, I think sometimes a little kicker can actually help the hook hold in and stop it from coming out. I'm using a blowback style rig, just a bit of silicone on the back of the hook there to hold the hair in place. Obviously when the fish takes that and sucks that hook bait out, it blows it back, gets it out of the way, so there's plenty of hook to stick into its bottom lip. And the hook bait is just a little wafter. It's one of the small DNA wafters. I've been using the red ones, which is raspberry. I've had a few bites on other colours. I've had a couple on the PB yellows over the last few sessions, but I found that red for me has been working the best. And basically all that goes inside a solid bag. Now the solid bags I've been using, I'll show you them quickly, are the ESP ones. That's what I've been using on this session. 60 times 120. I've been using those ones. They're a good size for the type of situation I'm fishing in. And then the contents of the bag, I'm just using the DNA mini cray mix, and I've actually got a little bit of rock salt put into there as well, just for a bit of added attraction. Now what I wanted to show you is how I store my solid bag kit. So obviously PVA doesn't mix well with water, so you need to keep it nice and dry. So I've been using these wicked EVA pouches. They're really good. You can basically keep quite a lot of stuff in there, and it's waterproof fully. You can leave this out next to your rods in the rain and it will all stay nice and dry. And for me that's really important. Obviously I don't want my solid bags breaking down and getting wet, and what I use is a little bit of pellet in the bottom, a little bit of the pellet mix in the bottom of there, obviously just to sort of keep everything as dry as possible. And then I put my solid bags, when they're made up, inside here, and then all I need to do is get one out and chuck it on the rod and send it back out into the pond. Now I use a couple of these just to keep a few bits and bobs up together. So that's obviously my ready-made rigs all ready to go out when I get a bite. And then in here I've essentially exactly the same pouch, but in here I've got my little pot of hook baits, I've got my solid bags, some solid bag mix, some scissors, bait needle, hair stops, all that sort of stuff needed to make them up. And then I've got one more which I just keep some liquids in, And this basically keeps everything up together. I've got a few different liquids, and I've got some spare hook baits in that one as well, and that just keeps it all up together. And then I actually put all of these in the barrow bag on the back of my barrow, so as soon as I get to the lake, they're on the back of the barrow, easy to get to, and I can obviously get fishing really quickly. So that's my solid bag setup. That's how I tend to use it. Hopefully find that useful, and you can put it into your own fishing. But yeah, give solid bags a go. They are absolutely brilliant, and they've definitely been catching me a few fish this winter.
Right then, so day one, evening update for you. Taking a little break in the weather because we've had nothing but wind and rain to just try and give you a little update. So currently you're 2-1 up, so I'm sure you're happy.
I am in the lead as per normal.
Yeah, I'm chasing, so I've poached a bit of water and slung a rod to my right in the hope of bagging and nicking one of his fish, I won't lie.
Yeah, we've got a massive storm coming in tonight. So we had the real big storm the other day. It was a red weather warning. UK was going on another lockdown, it seemed. But we've got his brother Franklin coming in, and it's meant to be sort of 50-55 mile an hour winds. So I've got a new brolly. It's going to give it a good test. So if we're both still here in the morning, then that's a good start. So hopefully we'll have a few fish, mate.
Yeah.
And it won't be too bad of a night, but I think it's going to be pretty crazy weather. But hopefully we can have a few fish and make up for it.
Yeah, you've got to be in it to win it, so
definitely.
We're here trying. So
let's get some food on though, innit?
Yes.
It's time for food, so get some food on, crack a beer, and hopefully the rods will start dancing.
Let's go.
Let's go! Well, I think there's a bit of rain coming down there. Bloody hell, that is so heavy. Well, look at that. Wow. The left hand rod just went off in the middle of a massive storm, and I'll be honest, I didn't want to get out the brivvy or the brolly as the side was sort of getting pushed in on itself where it was so strong, and I think the fish was on there for a bit, and by the time I got to the rod it had dropped off. Obviously it's barbless hook, so it's pretty much just dropped off. And as I was just going to go and get a bag out to re-rig it and put another bag out, the middle rod's gone off. Right, there we go then. In the middle of a storm, I've had a double take. First one's dropped off, unfortunately. I left it way too long. It was absolutely crazy, and it still is pretty bad at the moment. But I've managed to have this one on the second bite, and it's a £19 or thereabouts. So happy days, fish number 3. So not a bad result, but I'm going to get it back because the weather is absolutely ridiculous at the moment. So yeah, let's get it back and have a drink. I think I need a brew. Right, update time then. Not a coffee update, it's a beer update. I'm on the old Brewdog IPA. It's quite nice, this one. Planet Pale. Not had this one before, but pretty decent. So it's coming up to about 8 o'clock. Not been able to do a lot of filming today due to the weather. Had a few fish though. It's been all right. I've had 3. Hugh's had 1. I've had 4.
Yeah, I think I've had 3, Hugh's had 1. I dropped 1 off. We've had a couple sort of 19-poundish or thereabouts. Hugh's might have been a bit bigger, might have scraped 20 pound. Had a couple of doubles as well, so it's not been too bad. We had an absolute mental storm come through, really big storm. We're about a day or 2 after the red weather warnings that we had in the UK, and yeah, we had some really serious winds, up to 80 mile an hour in some places. Turns out there was a couple of guys on here actually during that storm, and a couple of them actually lost their bivvies. Their bivvies ended up getting broken, so they had to go. But hopefully that doesn't happen to us. The weather's not meant to be as bad, but it is still pretty blustery. I think we had about 50 mile an hour winds earlier during the storm, where I ended up having a double take. So yeah, what a time to get a double take. But yeah, it's been good so far. Hopefully as the session goes on, we'll have a few more. I'd like to see Hugh get a few more, because he's only had the 1 so far. So hopefully he can produce a few more fish. There were a few guys on here earlier, but they've all gone home. I think because of the storm we had just on dark, I think a lot of them decided just to sack it off. It was pretty bad. So I think we've actually got the lake to ourselves now, which is quite surprising. Originally we did intend to go on big haze, but that's all stitched up. So you know, we come down onto little haze as it was a better option really. But yeah, we'll see how the night goes. Hopefully we'll have a few more, and we'll obviously go through what we're doing tomorrow, I expect, show you sort of the tactics and everything, and yeah, show you a bit about what we're doing. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to finish my beer, and hopefully we'll have a few more fish to show you.
Right then, well, fish number 2 for me has just come a couple of hours into darkness. A recast of the right hand rod slightly to the right, and yeah, it's gone rattling off. This one on a pink S7 wafter, also within a solid bag, just like Shaun. So happy days. Slip it back, rod's already back out, so fingers crossed another one in the night.
Right, Hugh's second fish going home. Well, we're into another one. Hugh's not long put a fish back. I was just getting some rigs sorted, and basically I need to tie up some more bags because I've only got 1 left, I think. There you go, that's it. Go on. He's in. Happy days.
Right, there we go then. So I think that's number 4. I might have said number 5 on the GoPro, I can't remember, but it's bite number 5, fish number 4. But yeah, common. I don't think I've had a common yet out of here, so that's quite cool. Not quite as big as the others. He's probably don't know, low double really, isn't he, I would have thought. Might make mid doubles, he's a bit chunky, but yeah, another nice fish. Right hand rod, slightly to the right of the swim, closer in. Again, solid bag, and this was on another red raspberry wafter with a mini cream mix in there, so happy days. But we've got a little bit of a break in the weather at the moment, so it's making the filming a little bit easier, so it's quite nice. But let's slip her back. Rod's already out again, so hopefully it'll be going off again shortly, but happy days.
Right, number 4 going back home. Oh, he wants to go, and he's gone. Oh, job done. Oh, middle rod's going. Whoa! Come on, he's on the left, alright. Go on, lad. Oosh!
Right, fish number 5. Happy days. Not long after having that last one, the common, the middle rod's gone rattling off. Get on a solid bag. sort of slightly to the right of the swim, but further out into more open water. But yeah, nice, not quite as big I don't think as the rest of the fish really. It's probably a sort of low double, but nice to get another bite. I'm really happy with that. So the rod's back out there. Hopefully we'll have another one before we get in the bag, because that make life a bit easier. But yeah, nice result. Having a few fish, enjoying it.
Right, we've just had another storm come through. I was just thinking about getting in the bed, having a bit of sleep, but a big storm just come through again, so I decided to wait for that to pass in case the rod went off, and the middle rod has gone off. One thing that I find is these fish have been scrapping well. Oh, looks like a nice scaly fish. Might be a bit of a linear now. It is quite cool. I don't know what you think of this nighttime action footage. It's something I've started doing a bit more now with the GoPro. Is trying to capture a lot more of the bites and obviously playing the fish.
Another slightly better one, this one. Good up a double, I think it was about 17, 18 pound. Lovely scaly fish, this one. Really happy with that. Another solid bag victim, just after an absolute mental storm just come through. I got a bit of it on the GoPro. I'm not too sure how well it come out, but of the fight, that is. Got a bit of fight on GoPro, but yeah, lovely fish. Spin her around and show the other side. There you go, there's the other side. Lovely scaly one, that. Probably the best, or one of the best looking ones so far. Well happy. I was just contemplating getting in the bag, and then a big storm come through, so I thought, well, I better hold out in case I get a bite, otherwise I get absolutely soaked. Oh, alright. She obviously wants to go home. Yeah, I was just thinking, a storm was coming through, so I thought I'm going to get soaked if I take all my waterproofs off now. So I waited for that to pass, and just as it passed, the rod went ripping off. So anyway, let's get it back quick, and yeah, maybe think about getting a bit of sleep. But what result? Fish number 6, I think now.
Right then, well there we go, fish number 3 for me. Call in the comment has come along and visited me as well as Shaun. In a lake full of mainly mirrors, it's nice to catch a common. So it's about 2:30 in the morning at the moment. I'm going to reach up the rod and yeah, see if it's time for one more. This one once again fell to the pink S7 wafter, again in a solid bag. So yeah, might be something in this sort of pinks, and I know Shaun's been having a few on red, so might be something in the colour. Yeah, let's set this fella back, get the rod back out, and see if it's time for a couple more.
So that was a bit of a mental night, if I'm honest. The weather has just been ridiculous. At the moment we've got sort of gusts of 50-55 mile an hour. I think the general wind speed is about 30-35, so it is pretty windy out there now. This is sort of picked up this morning. Now, I actually stayed in the bag for quite a long time this morning. I didn't get out of the bag until about 9:30. Hugh come and got me because he had a fish and wanted a bit of help getting a bit of footage, because obviously the conditions are quite tricky at the moment.
But yeah, this one's come just to the right of the island to my left, again on a PB wafter. So happy days. It's a bit lively, so I'll probably slip it back, get the rods back out, and see if we can capitalise on a couple of more in this stormy weather. Cheers, Storm Franklin.
I managed to have about 5 or 6 hours sleep, but I'm still feeling pretty rough. So I'm going to redo the rods, and then I'm going to have a bit of breakfast, kind of brunch now, and then I'm probably going to spend the morning just sort of chilling on the bed really, because it's just minging out there at the moment. Now this weather's meant to die off a little bit later on. Oh, I've got a bite. Is that a bite? That couldn't have been the wind. Yeah, I got a bite. Don't know if you're going to be able to see me, but God, he's kiting. Jeez. The left-hand rod's just gone off. I'll kneel down a bit so you can see what's going on. But as I was saying, it's been a miserable night. Obviously the wind's really strong, but it's meant to die off a little bit later on, and I think we'll have a better chance of doing a bit of filming, showing you what we've been up to get these bites. But that rod's just gone off out of the blue. Those have been out there all night, and I was just thinking I could probably do a redoing them really, but I had a take on the middle rod. I didn't put that back out, I just lent it up against the brolly. I was going to bring them all in, but the sort of earlier hours of the morning, all the rain died off and the wind sort of died off a little bit, so it wasn't quite as bad. So I decided to leave them out, and nothing's happened. So I'm quite surprised this has gone off actually, because those rods have been out there for quite a long time, and I wouldn't have thought there'd been any pellet around that rig. I imagine that was probably just a single hook bait really. I wouldn't have thought there was any freebies out there anymore. And yeah, it's just gone trundling off. So happy days. Hugh's popped up to get himself some breakfast and to use the facilities, and I've just heard him pull back into the car park. Oh. And that, oh, it's number 7. I was just doing that update, it's gone trundling off, and yeah, we've got another one. So nice result, another sort of mid-double or so, but we'll get her back, get the rods back out there, and see if we can get a few more today. Come on! Well, they've just had to take a tree down on the far side. That tree come down last night, and they're just towing it away. Lucky no one was fishing over there. There was actually a guy in there, but he packed up and went. Absolute carnage last night. As you can see, the bird feeder's down as well. Very, very windy and stormy night.
Right, Hugh's got one on. Happy days. As you can probably see at the moment, the weather's a little bit more pleasant. The sun's pushing through the clouds a bit. The wind's died off slightly. It's a little bit more comfortable now. Hugh's Island rod's just gone off. What number is this, mate?
This will be number 5?
Number 5?
I think.
Cool. Another solid bag victim, I expect.
So trying to rub its face into the old clay.
Yeah, they do that loads, don't they? Try and shift the hook. Not too bad. Whee! She's in. Number 5.
Woo! That was a good scrap.
Happy days, let's get right and have a look.
20 pounder!
20 pounders, 20 pounders, 20 pounders, 20 pounders.
Right then, well, fish number 5 and our first 20 pounder. Yeah, 22 pounds and a few ounces, I can't really remember. But yeah, once again, off the island, just to my left, again on a PB wafter. And yeah, nice to get a 20 pounder, so happy days. Then we'll get a few photos, slip it back, get the rod back out and see if we can hit repeat and get another one.
Right, we were just doing some photos for Hugh's 20 and the same rod that he's just got back out, it's gone again. Same spot. Happy days.
Do wonder now whether that, because that wind's died off a little bit, the sort of spot closer to the island is you know, a little more sanctuary for them rather than sort of unfriendly place to be with the absolute like horrendous winds we've had hacking in there. You know?
Yeah, probably, to be fair. It's probably going to be more comfortable, isn't it?
Yeah.
Boom! Number... what's that number? 6? Boom! Not quite as big as the last one.
But half size.
But nice result, mate. Good bit of action.
Thumbs up.
Hugh was just over by me having a chat and his rod's gone rattling off. See if it's the same rod. It looks like the same rod. Yeah, another bite on the left-hander. So those fish seem to be out by that island at the moment. Which makes sense why nothing's happening in my swim.
Got a dolphin here, boy.
What are you looking at?
Literally just cleaned out of the water. Oh, that hook is still in.
Huh?
I suppose the hook's still in after that then.
Get in.
Right then, well there we go, fish number 7, once again off the island, and once again on a PB wafter. So the yellows are definitely working off the edge of that island. Yeah, another mid-double. Lovely little scaly one, happy days. Right then, well there's the other side, equally pretty. Yeah, let's slip it back and get the rod back out.
Right then, so I've just repositioned the rods for the evening. So today has been very quiet for me. Hugh's had quite a few bites today. He's now actually on 8. He's got one in the net at the moment, but I've only had 1 today. So I've had 7. He's now on 8. So the action's really picked up for him during the day. Now potentially, sort of down towards that way is more where they are in the daytime at the moment, and possibly they're out in front of me during the darkness, because I have most of my bites in the darkness. But it could be that the weather's changed a bit, the storms have gone through, it's a bit more settled today, so it could just be that they feel a bit more comfortable going down more on that wind into that zone. But who knows, at the end of the day, they swim around, they've got fins, they move around the lake, they like to try different areas, I guess. So who knows, they might move back into the zone in front of me during the night. But I've just redone the rods. I've put them in a slightly different area, so I've put the left hand rod into the area where I've had the fish from. You might be able to see the slit come off of the bag at the moment. The right rod I've actually put longer, further over towards the other side, probably maybe just over halfway, around halfway. And then the right hand rod I've actually sent up to my right towards the other island up the other end, just because there's been no one else on the lake today, and so potentially the fish might have moved around a bit more because there's no lines in the water. So that's what we've done. Hopefully it'll come good and we'll have a few more fish going into the evening. But the light is sort of starting to go now, and the sun's starting to go now, and it's starting to feel a little bit fresher. So it's probably going to be time for a bit of food in a minute.
Hugh! I've got a double take! Quick, it's on the right rod. It's powering down that way. Whoa!
Just a drag.
On the top, yeah. Right, mine's now going right. We're going to end up crossing over each other in this, right? It feels out quite far. Yeah, mine's down there as well. It's mine, I think, yeah. You that went in a long way. Oh mate, that's my thumb. No, the hooks just went all the way in. That's not a bad comment, though. That's not a bad couple of fish. Oh, it's gone through like that.
In and out.
It's gone through one way and out there, yeah. Oh. That went in so hard. I was like, oh, couldn't believe that. I've got 2 fish in a net. So the middle rod went off, and I was just about to pick it up, and the right hand rod started ripping. So I called Hugh down to pick up the right hand rod to save it going too far. So I ended up playing the mirror, Hugh ended up playing out the common. Because I had that mirror in the net, I thought I'd try and unhook it quick, and it flipped, and the hook went in my finger. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but the hook went in my finger, and yeah, it killed, to be honest. But happy days. 2 in the net. I've had a really quiet day. I've only had 1 fish today. And I said to Hugh, I bet I'm going to end up having no sleep and I'm going to get bites in the night and he's going to get them in the day. And yeah, I've had a double take. So kind of shows maybe the fish are in front of me at night and they're in front of Hugh in the day. But anyway, 2 fish in the net. Happy days. There we go then. Fish number 8 for me. And it was part of a double take, so number 9 is waiting in the net, but number 9 I actually let Hugh pick that one up because it was absolutely tanking off. But this is another nice double. It's about 17-18 pound. Not a bad scale pattern on this one. It's quite a nice fish, so happy with that. But the other one's a common. I reckon it might be a pretty decent double as well, so nice double take. Happy days. Slip this one back and get the other one out and have a look. Right, there we go then. So this is number 9. This is the one Hugh ended up picking a rod up for. So we're both in on the action for this one. But it's gone 18.5. We actually weighed it because it's quite a chunky fish. Wondered how big it was. And yeah, 18.5. So happy days. Second common, I think. I've had mostly mirrors, but second common. So yeah, nice little result. So how many are you on?
8.
I'm now on 9. Well, we're both on 8.5. Yeah. So we're drawing at the moment. So let's get her back and see if we can get a couple more. So I've just come out to see Hugh to borrow a cable because the bivvy light's run out of juice. And his middle rod's gone tanking off. Unfortunately, my GoPro had a little bit of a indifference of opinion in switching on. I missed the action, but down there, he's got another carp, which is number 8, isn't it?
9.5.
9.5, oh yeah. 9.5. Oh, taking the lead.
Right then, well, there we go. Fish number 9.5. Just about an hour or so into dark. Just after Shaun's double take. And yeah, happy days. Another chunky, probably upper double. Easy upper double mirror. So happy days. Another one out towards the island. So the rods are already back out. Fingers crossed, we might be able to get one more in the hours of darkness. So I'm quite happy to have a bit of a good sleep. And then maybe try and catch a couple more in the morning before I got to go off. Right then, another bite then. So it's about midnight or just gone. And yeah, this one's gone rattling off. Right hand rod this time, out towards open water. And yeah, it's gone 18.15. We had to weigh it because we weren't too sure if it was a scraper 20 or not. But yeah, a little bit off. So I think we're going to slip this one back. I'm not going to reach out the rod because I've got to get some sleep. I've got work tomorrow. And yeah, I'm feeling a bit shattered anyway. So, unless I see you with one of the other 2 rods, catch you in the morning. Right, that's number 9.5 for me. Hugh's just had his 10.5. His was a little bit bigger than this one. This is definitely the smallest fish I've caught out of this lake, but it's a lovely, lovely little fish, lovely scale pattern, and I think when it grows to about 20 pound, it's definitely going to be on some people's wanted list. It's a lovely fish. But anyway, I'm ready for bed, so I'm going to get this one back and hopefully get a bit of sleep and hopefully have a few more fish in the morning. But if we don't have anything in the night, we'll see you in the morning, probably with a coffee in hand for a bit of an update. So let's slip her back and see you then. Well then, well, I apologise for the terrible camera work, but fish number 11.5 is graced us at 3:30 in the morning in the middle of the only bit of rain that wasn't even predicted. So just getting a quick mountain shot on the mat even, and yeah, I'm going to slip it straight back because I'm getting drenched. Right, morning then. So as I said in the last on the last fish, if nothing happens, I'll be giving you an update in the morning with a brew in hand, or actually a coffee, and that is what's happened. Nothing. I actually had a quiet night really. Got into bed about 1 o'clock. I think the last fish I had was about midnight. It was quite a quiet day for me yesterday. The first 24 hours for me was definitely the one I had the most fish then. And I've only had a couple of fish the previous 24 hours. So yeah, I had most of my fish the first 24, whereas for Hugh it was a bit slower. And then the second half of the session, the second sort of 24 hours, Hugh was then basically kicked off in his swim and he's basically caught up to me, and actually he's now 1 ahead. So I think we're on about 20 fish in total. So to be honest, for a winter session, that's pretty good going. 20 fish is I think a pretty good result. And topped off so far, the biggest fish is the one that Hugh had, the 20 pounder.
But yeah, hopefully there's a chance of a bite or two before we go. Haven't got too much longer left of the session now, to be honest, because Hugh's got to get off to work. I might stick around and fish the rest of the day, but I think if I do that, I'll probably just film it as a separate session and just end it when Hugh goes for this video. But I've put the bags back out this morning, re-chucked them, fresh bit of flavour out there, so hopefully that'll draw something in and give me a bite. But I think Hugh's pretty much done exactly the same from what I can see. I think he's redone the rods. I know he left one of the rods, I think, up against the bivvy as he had a take before he got in bed, and I think it ended up dropping off. So I think he just didn't bother putting it back out again because he needed to get a bit of kip. So that's what's happening anyway. So yeah, it's been a very productive session so far. It's been really good, and hopefully we can finish off with a fish before shutting down for the session and calling it quits. But anyway, I'm going to finish off my drink and have a bit of breakfast, and hopefully next time I catch up with you, or I'll have a fish.
Whoa! Well, yeah, and the first bite of the morning. It's been a pretty quiet night. Managed to get a few hours sleep. What is this fish doing? Trying to get tight along the bank at the moment. Oh, where's he going? I've got the nets all the way over here. Get in that net, get in that net! Or not? Oh no! Oh, so close. You've got a mouthful of silk, you see that? Oosh!
Right, there we go, that's fish number 10.5 for me. Bit of a morning bite. I had a bit of a quiet night, to be honest. The last time you would see me was that little fish I had. I thought I'd caught up with Hugh at 10.5, but he's just told me that he had one in the night. The conditions were pretty miserable, so we did a bit of footage on the unhooking mat. But yeah, so he's now on 11.5, and I'm on 10.5. So I feel like he might win the session on the numbers. But it's been a good trip. We've had a good amount of fish, and it's been a nice result, to be honest. So we'll get this one back. Might have a chance for another one, but Hugh's got to get going soon, so we'll call it quits then and finish the video up. But yeah, nice to be getting a few bites. Let's slip her back. You never know, we might have another one.
I just heard the call of a run from Hugh Swim, and he's playing one. He's currently on pack down at the moment. This might be his last one. Oh, it's a common. Boom, she's in. 12.5.
12.5.
Well done, mate.
Wish that was my weight. Well then, well there we go. It's been a bit quiet in my swim, just on the pack down. And lo and behold, the left-hand rod towards the island's gone rattling off again, just as the sun's come out. So yeah, fish number 12.5. Definitely going to be the last one of the session, because I need to get on the road to get home for work. But yeah, been a really enjoyable session. Plenty of fish, as I'm sure you've seen. And yeah, nice to string a few bites together in the winter.
Right then, so that is the end of the session, end of the 48 hours. Hugh is packed up and he's hitting the road, aren't you, mate?
Yeah, I've got to get off to work today, so yeah, quick pack down this morning, but it's been enjoyable, mate.
Definitely. We've had a really good sort of session. We've had plenty of fish. I mean, that's over 20 fish I think we've had now in it in total.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So
I think you've had
I've had
12 and a half.
12 and a half if we're carrying on with that.
And I think I've had 10 and a half. So yeah, 23 fish I guess that is, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give it that.
So yeah, not a bad result that. So can't beat out on a winter's session. 23 fish, couple of nice fish. Biggest fish was obviously the 20 pounder that you had. Now we did mention at the start of this video we were going to do a competition. Come on! So we thought we'd finish it off with the competition. Woo! So do you want to tell everyone what they're going to win?
Yeah, so you are, well, up for grabs is a set of 3 C-Series 10-foot rods. You can pick the test curve yourself, and we'll get them shipped out to you as soon as we can get them into the country. So yeah, we thought we'd give something back as soon as we've just joined ProLogic, so something related, and yeah, as a bit of a thank you, because the channel's being really well supported at the moment. So
yeah, they're the compact rods that Hugh's been using today. So they're like semi-retractable, so they're nice compact pack down, brilliant for these small waters, and this is the sort of stuff that we tend to use in these videos. So if you like the kit you've been seeing, there's a set of them up for grabs, and all you have to do, being a chance to win them, is guess the weight of the biggest fish in the video. Now we did mention it, and someone in particular caught it.
maybe, yep.
So put the weight of that fish in the comments below. Also, you need to be subscribed to the channel. Also, give this video a like if you've enjoyed it, and you'll be entered into the competition to win. And obviously we'll pick someone at random at some stage later on in one of the next videos. But thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the video.
Remember to enjoy your fishing, be lucky, and we'll see you in the next one.